Welcome back to the Delaware Way. Next Saturday, February 25th, a special election will be held in Delaware's 10th Senate District that will determine the balance of power in the Senate and the state. The pivotal seat was left vacant when Senator Bethany Hall Long won election as lieutenant governor. Now in a highly contentious race, Democrat Stephanie Hansen is running against Republican John Marino and Libertarian candidate Joseph Lasendorfer. Mr. Lasendorfer has already appeared on the Delaware Way. We've offered John Marino an appearance and he was not available. Right now, we are joined by Democratic candidate Stephanie Hansen. Thank you so much for being here.
Oh, thank you for inviting me.
As we do with every candidate in an election, we ask you just to tell us about yourself.
Okay. I currently live in Middletown. I'm a mother, a grandmother. I was formerly the Route 40 Bear Glasgow civic leader, and then I became president of county council. I was the president of county council from about 1996 to 2000. Went to law school when I was on county council, and I've been a practicing environmental attorney since that time.
And I want to stay with the environmental attorney for a second, because there has been some allegations that the nomination of Sean Garvin as the head of DENREC is being held up until the election, hoping that you'll get into office and you can be the deciding vote. The Republicans have had some real problems with Sean Garvin because he couldn't answer some questions they thought were relevant, and they think that he is not up to speed to be the head of DENREC. Do you know how you would vote on that?
I would need to talk to Sean Garvin as well. I mean, I have not had a conversation about this with him. I want to know, I want to be able to make sure that he is going to give good consideration and to things like our agricultural community.
The state is also facing a budget crisis. And I interviewed the governor right after he was elected, and he said that we have to come up with new sources of revenue, that the sources of revenue that the state depends on are not sustainable. And I said, so are all taxes on the table? And he said, yes, all taxes would be on the table. Do you see that as a way of fixing our budget problems, more taxes?
I don't think at this point we can say that raising taxes is what's going to fix our budget problem. I absolutely agree with him that many of our sources of revenue are unstable. For instance, unclaimed property and lottery proceeds. There are two things that are very unstable. But really the main thing that we need to rely on, and that we do rely on, is personal income tax. And what feeds into that is bringing in good paying jobs. We need someone that understands and that can bring in good paying jobs.
You realize how important your vote would be, though, if any new taxes were on the table.
Right.
And so are you going in saying, no, there's not going to be any new taxes?
I'm going in saying I need to be convinced about there needs to be any new taxes. I'm going in saying I need to talk to the people in my district to see if that's something that they would even support.
Let's deal with politics for a second, because you are running in a district where you have more Democrats, far more Democrats than Republicans. Maybe you can answer this, that many Democrats running for local election are actually running against Donald Trump. They've used him as a catalyst to get energy in the Democratic Party. Are you using that strategy, and is there a new energy in the Democratic Party that you're seeing?
First of all, I'm not using that strategy. I'm talking about bringing in an addiction treatment center to the 10th District.
If Donald Trump were to be able to push through an infrastructure bill or a jobs bill, you would probably be in favor of that, right?
Absolutely. Anything that's going to be good for the constituents in the 10th District, it has to be bipartisan. That's the thing about Delaware. You know, we have not generally been partisan, and so we have to work together, and that's why Delaware has been able to work together so well.
I want to stay on that point for 1 second. If you want a nonpartisan government, wouldn't a Republican Senate be good?
Well, that depends on what kind of a balance we're talking about here, because right now we have a balance in the federal government that the president and both houses of Congress are Republican, and they want to bring that level of, kind of partisanship here to Delaware. So keeping our governor and our House and our Senate in Democratic control is kind of our fortress against the Republican winds that are coming in from Washington.
Thank you so much. Good luck next Saturday. Stephanie Hansen, the special election will be held on the 25th. It's a Saturday. It's an unusual day, I know, but that's when the election will be held. When we come back, we're going to talk to the brand new senator that made this tie and made this race so important in the first place, when the Delaware Way continues.